There's no easy way to say this at this point, but all roads are leading to Canada is preparing to go to war, which is obviously very frightening since there's been an ongoing war for like the past couple of years between Russia and Ukraine. And even though we've supplied billions of dollars and lots of different materials and some troops, this is different. It not only feels different, but it quite literally is different. We're going to be taking a look at kind of a breadcrumb trail, and at the end of the video, with all the information I provided, I'll let you guys make up your mind as to what you think is going on. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, though, I want to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. It really helps grow the channel, as well as encourage you to turn on post notifications so you can stay notified of upcoming videos. And if you'd like to support or show your support for oil and gas here in Canada, there is I Love Canadian Oil and Gas stickers available for purchase down in the description or the pinned comment below. Without further ado, let's take a look at what we've got in store today. So this is a clip from my live stream from Question Period. That's why you see me at the bottom right. And this is something you've never seen another country talk about. Everyone's talking about supplying humanitarian aid and going into Israel and getting their country's citizens out. Canada's done that. We've had more than 1,300 people evacuated from Israel. Now you're about to see Canada is taking a step further, and they're going above and beyond, or they're planning to go above and beyond what all countries are not doing, which is going into Gaza to rescue Canadians or innocent people. I'm not exactly sure, but let's take a look at what the Prime Minister has to say.
The Honourable Member for Burnaby South.
Hundreds of Canadians are stranded in Gaza. We have heard the distressing accounts of Canadian citizens who have been told to evacuate but have nowhere to go. Water, food, and medicine is running out. Canadians waiting at the closed Rafah border crossing are pleading for help, saying they are looking for any glimpse of hope. Lives are at risk. We cannot abandon them or the hostages. Will the Prime Minister ensure today that all Canadians can safely get out of Gaza?
This is interesting. You haven't seen any other country talk about Gaza.
For the past 10 days, we have been directly focused on the safety of Canadians and indeed all innocents in the region. We have effectively airlifted out about over 1,300 people from Tel Aviv.
Someone do a count how many he's done.
And we continue to be extremely
He did a lot.
About the hundreds of Canadians and their families in Gaza. We're working with the international community. I spoke with President El-Sisi about the Rafah border crossing. I spoke with many allies about that. We are working directly to ensure humanitarian corridors into Gaza and exit for civilians, particularly foreign nationals like Canadians.
So all border crossings for anywhere in that area have been completely shut down. You can't get in, you can't get out, and Canada seems to think that they're going to be going in somehow. I'm not sure how, but we're going to take a look at some more videos. It's escalated above and beyond what anyone's imagining, and lots of people, there's a lot of rhetoric, have been discussing about some sort of biblical prophecy, and it just seems like it's happening. I mean, there's uprisings everywhere across the world. We're seeing hundreds of thousands, borderline, potentially even millions of people in the coming weeks protesting here in Canada, but around the world, showing their support for Palestine and innocent Palestinians that are stuck in the crosshairs. And this has just come out that there's protesters in Jordan. They've stormed the Israeli embassy and set it on fire. And you're seeing this more and more. I mean, Jews around the world are being attacked. They're being threatened. You have, even in certain areas, Jewish families where their house is being marked with the Star of David, which is obviously, well, we all know where that came from. And it's escalating to a point that I don't know if our society can handle this. It seems like it's spiraling out of control more and more every single day. And it's pretty scary. Here's what Justin Trudeau had to say as well in the House.
We are once again at a moment where our shared values are being put to the test. Unrest is being felt in ways big and small. Canadians are deeply worried, no matter their background. This is why we must hold on to our commitment to the idea of this country. We've been tested before about who we are and what we are. But the core values of Canada have always been there to guide us, to make us stronger, to bring us together when forces or events try to divide us. Our diversity is our strength. We can never forget this. This is a time to reach out, to support one another. Ask a friend, a family member, or a colleague how they're doing. Reach out to members of a different faith. Offer to listen. Offer to help where you can.
And that's something I've noticed a lot of people are doing, myself included. There's a lot of information circulating, and it's all happening very quickly. There's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of use of older clips, of video game footage, and even the governments are guilty of getting things wrong, and they never really do a good job of making any sort of retractions. What we do know is that there's a lot of innocent civilians that are stuck in the mix, and that should be the primary focus. How do we protect the innocent civilian women and children that are stuck in the mix? And it doesn't seem like that's happening at a appropriate response level. It seems like the war is just escalating and more people are stuck in the crosshairs. This woman right here is kind of taking a lead. Melanie Joly, also known as Trudeau's mistress. She's the foreign affairs minister, and she's saying that 6 Canadians are now confirmed dead from the Hamas attacks in Israel, and 2 others are considered missing. 1,300 Canadians have been evacuated from Israel, and 21 from the West Bank, which is insane because I don't think any other country has done any sort of evacuations from West Bank. Let's see what she has to say in this video.
So first and foremost, I would like to start by offering my condolences to the family of Tiferet Lapido. I met with her father in Tel Aviv and with her uncle. They told me how much she was a brilliant, beautiful young woman. And my heart and my thoughts are with her loved ones. J'aimerais commencer par offrir mes condoléances à la...
We've seen in the past governments flip-flopping on their narratives, and it's happening at a much more alarming rate right now. When the terror attacks started by Hamas, and okay, sure, 20 years ago, Israel started. Like, I don't know. I'm not getting into the whole history about it. This came to everyone's attention when Hamas did what they did at that EDM concert or whatever it was. When that happened, the entire world, all the governments were, oh my God, Israel's under attack. And just the wording of everything now has really shifted to Israel has been attacking Hamas, or Israel is attacking Gaza. So that little wording, that subliminal messaging that's happening where the narrative is switched as we need to protect Israel, it's now kind of gone the other way, and we need to protect Gaza and Palestine, and Israel is crossing so many international laws around war crimes. I'm sure you've seen all of the chatter on social media, so I don't need to pull up those clips. So it's very interesting that we've kind of been flip-flopping as a country, and since this is escalating so fast and the war zone seems to be expanding, you have all of these calls to action for evacuations, such as Canada's issued this recent evacuation notice where there's approximately 14,500 Canadian citizens and permanent residents registered in Lebanon. Lebanon is becoming increasingly unstable, and they should avoid all travel to the area along the Israel border and consider leaving if they don't need to be there. And this is even on the official government website, like travel.gc.ca. You see Lebanon travel advice, avoid non-essential travel with regional advisories. Lebanon, high risk, avoid non-essential travel. South of Litani River, avoid all travel. Southern suburbs and Beirut, avoid all travel. I mean, this is just crazy. Border region of Syria, avoid all travel. Northeastern Bekaa Valley, avoid all travel. Palestinian refugee camps, avoid all travel. And then they even provide an update on the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. If you are in Lebanon, expect a heightened security presence. Ensure your travel documents are up to date and carry identification with you all the time. And what I thought was pretty interesting was this little thing that they added at the end. Of course, Canada is, the government at least, is a very progressive country, and they try to protect people's pronouns all the time because we're in a state of war. And the thing to respect in war is obviously people's pronouns. So to the 2S LGBTQI plus persons, they're being discriminated against based on their sexual orientation in a war zone. Beware of people who show a keen interest online. You could be the victim of a scam if you agree to meet with an online acquaintance. Always meet new acquaintances in a secure and familiar location. Inviting a stranger to your hotel room or apartment can be risky. Like, that's just so bizarre to throw that in. I mean, this is travel advisories for a war zone, and they're saying, by the way, Canadians who are gay or part of the LGBTQSI plus community, whatever, now they added in a second Q for questioning. I'm surprised this wasn't added to the government website. Everyone needs to be aware. At least they put it at the bottom of the page and they put the real stuff at the top of the page. Not that the gay stuff isn't real, but you know, I mean, there is a list of priorities, and respecting people's pronouns is not at the top of that priority list in a war zone. As you can see from this article on CTV, the government issues warning, travel warning to Lebanon, suggests Canadians leave, which is almost contradictory because everywhere it says avoid non-essential travel, and then it's saying leave, which, I mean, obviously leaving is essential travel, but it's a little bit conflicting. Anyways, let's take a look at this video here.
Free civilian, children, family, never. This is not our way. But we attack all the places where the Hamas is hiding. In houses, in underground tunnel. Israelis enjoy a freedom of action and international legitimacy. Finally, the world understands who we face, who is the enemy. As Chancellor Scholz said, in this war, there is only one side to support. We did not start this war. They force us to enter into this war.
That's always a very dangerous claim when a country is saying there's only one side to support. Not that saying that should be inherently controversial, but given that there's such a massive tug of war right now online to control the narrative, and there's this crazy information war, especially on the X platform, because everyone is rushing to post about different things, and it gets debunked, it gets community noted, and you even have, I mean, mainstream media has been hit with community notes, which means that they're wrong. You have government officials that have been hit with community notes, and I want to go as far to say as even the official Israel or IDF accounts have been hit with community notes. So it's very dangerous to say there's only one side to support, and it's Israel, and then therefore you must back every single one of Israel's actions. And this living in a state of absolutes, I mean, only Sith deal in absolutes. That's a very famous Star Wars quote. I know it's a little outrageous to quote Star Wars when you're talking about real life, especially war, but I mean, some of the tactics that have been used by Israel, they're very controversial and are creating a lot of backlash on social media and in the real world. I mean, even our Canadian government said that what Israel is doing is crossing international war crimes, right? Like, let's take a look at this video here of Justin Trudeau, who it seems like he got this wrong as well. Allegedly, I don't know. I mean, this is so all fresh and all happening so fast that the news out of Gaza is horrific and absolutely unacceptable. International humanitarian and international law needs to be respected in this, and in all cases. And this is about the Gaza hospital that allegedly got bombed, but it might be a Hamas missile that went rogue, and that's what Israel's saying, but everyone else is saying something different. It's all very confusing.
The news coming out of Gaza is horrific and absolutely unacceptable. International humanitarian and international law needs to be respected in this and in all cases. There are rules around wars, and it's not acceptable to hit
Is the hospital bombing?
And so it's kind of spiraling out of control, and Canada is taking a very bold initiative to, go and rescue and provide humanitarian aid in Israel. Over 1,300 people have been evacuated from Tel Aviv and dropped off in Athens. I don't think that we actually know the logistics of what happens when they're dropped off, if they're just dropped off at an airport. Okay, good luck, we did our part, or if they're given some sort of food and shelter, accommodations, assistance, whatever it is. We don't really know the logistics of that. It just seems like the entire communication has stopped right there. Tel Aviv to Athens, that's all you need to know. Okay, we move on. Now, the government of Canada is saying, well, we're actually going to go into Gaza despite everyone not going into Gaza. And so it's very controversial, but also there's a lot of civilians that are very innocent stuck there that are just being bombed or stuck in this massive war zone, and they need help. And so what do? I mean, Canada has been known for peacekeeping. Are we trying to rebrand our image and go back to peacekeeping? I don't know, but I do know that all roads are leading to this war escalating, and it seems like Canada is throwing their name into the ring, or throwing their hat into the ring, and wants a piece of whatever is happening. But I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. I've read through the comments on these previous videos. There's a lot of, Jasper, you got this wrong. Jasper, I agree with you. And it's all happening very fast. I do not mean or intend to mislead anybody or provide any sort of false information. Again, this is all happening very fast. Government officials have been wrong on this. I mean, mainstream media has been wrong on different things involving this. And so us individual people also are at a high risk of being wrong on certain issues, given how much is happening at the rate that it is. So just know that I'm not trying to mislead anybody. I am trying to bring you the facts to the best of my knowledge as fast to you as possible. So that being said, I'd like to reiterate, I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. And that's where we're going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.